So now all the service members are gone. All of our American service members are gone. But at least we got every American citizen out. That's the important thing, right? No American left behind. It's more than just a trite little saying here in America. We believe in that firmly, deeply, profoundly, to our core. We'll do anything. Just ask Bo Bergdahl. We'll do everything to make sure we never leave an American behind. Right? 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 This is Joe Biden last week.
All troops are supposed to be out by August 31st. Even if Americans and our Afghan allies are still trying to get out, they're going to leave?
We're going to do everything in our power to get all Americans out and our allies out.
Does that mean troops will stay beyond August 31st if necessary?
It depends on where we are and whether we can ramp these numbers up to 5,000 to 7,000 a day coming out. If that's the case, they'll all be out.
Because we've got like 10,000 to 15,000 Americans in the country right now, right? And are you committed to making sure that the troops stay until every American who wants to be out is out?
Yes.
But if we don't, the troops will stay.
If we don't, we'll determine at the time who's left.
And
if there are if there's American citizens left, we're going to stay till we get them all out.
We didn't, by the way. Biden kept his promise to the Taliban to get out of Afghanistan by August 31st. He kept his promise to the Taliban. He broke his promise to the American people, to American citizens and special immigrant visa holders. Broke the promise to them. And all of this is going to be framed like a great success. Here's USA Today talking about how we met the deadline. Wow, that's amazing. We met, hey, congratulations, everyone. We met the deadline. Hooray for us. Hooray for Biden. We met the deadline. Fantastic. Bummer, though, that we met the deadline, which resulted in leaving Americans behind to die. Ugh. But we met the deadline. Now, the State Department is admitting that the number is 300. Now, they're making that up. They have no idea how many. We have no idea how many American citizens were there, are there. No clue. This is the New York Times. The New York Times says, but that leaves behind at least 100,000 people, at least, and possibly many more who might be eligible for an expedited U.S. visa now find themselves in Afghanistan under the complete control of the Taliban. Many fear they are at immediate risk of being killed by the Taliban. Yeah, you think? Now, this number that Biden keeps talking about, 117,000 people. We've evacuated 117,000 people. That number is a lie. That is a lie. That is an intentionally misleading number. Here's the deal. Ready? Share this with everyone you know. That number includes the number of people that all countries have evacuated. They call it the coalition number. So that's the number of people that Germany, France, England, Belgium, you name it, all the countries evacuated. Not just America. And it also includes all the people that private groups evacuated. We've talked a lot on the show lately about Task Force Pineapple and Commercial Task Force, who got people out in spite of the American military, in spite of the American government. And we've talked to those groups and people who know those groups, and they've all said the biggest hurdle wasn't the Taliban. The biggest hurdle was our government. So that 170,000 number, that's bunk. That's nonsense. That's not true. That's intentionally misleading. The true number that the American military evacuated is somewhere between 60 and 70,000. Not 117,000, but 60 to 70,000. Now, of that 60 and 70,000, we know nothing about them. We know nothing about them at all. How many of those were citizens? How many of those were special immigrant visa holders? I don't know. No one knows. They're not saying. And all of it, again, all of it is because of August 31st, a stupid, meaningless August 31st deadline that we have to honor because of the Taliban. Joe Biden said we have to honor this because we got to keep our word. Got to keep our word. We're only, our country, we're only as good as our word. Got to keep our word to the Taliban. Yeah, Joe, keep your word. The same word that says never leave a man behind. And the same word that we gave to the Afghans who helped us for 20 years. That we're going to get you to safety. That word, same word. We can break it to them, but we got to keep it to the Taliban. There's a retired special ops guy who has been on the ground getting people out of, getting American citizens out of Afghanistan. And he says there are buses full of American citizens that can't get to the airport. We're going to play an interview with one of those citizens who are coming up. Here's what the guy says. He says the stats that they are pushing, that's Joe Biden and the government, on the news are false. There are many more American citizens who want to escape but have no option because our own government keeps halting all actions. We who are trying to save these people have run into roadblock after roadblock. Glenn Beck has said the same thing, right? He's working with this group to save Afghan Christians. And he said the biggest hurdle was our own State Department. We talked to Mark Geist yesterday. He was in the Battle of Benghazi. He said the exact same thing. I asked him, I said, what's the biggest hurdle for the guys that are over there? He said, we are, the American government. We got two great guests coming up, so I'm going to do two short segments here before we get to them. I don't believe anything anymore. I don't believe anything.
Wow, that was deep and insightful. I want more of that. Like, subscribe, get more.